Hey, what is up, Barrels for Hope? I hope everybody is having a wonderful night. We are rocking with as Josh said, a skeleton crew tonight, but we're going to get this done. We have a lot to go over with you guys, a lot of exciting news. Um, the first thing I want to do before we get into any news is everybody needs to pour a glass because we had a member of Barrels for Hope pass away, and I don't know if you guys knew Scott Pigsley, but he started with Barrels for Hope uh, from the beginning, and that's Scott. He was a wonderful guy, big into the whiskey tube community. Joined with us from day one, so try not to tear up. We were in I know a bunch of us were in a group message with him back in March, and he was just going through a lot of stuff and decided on his own terms he didn't want to be in pain anymore. So he is now with the Angels. So everybody, cheers to Scott. I'm going to miss him greatly, but we love you, buddy, and we'll miss you. All right. All right. Now that we got that out of the way, let's talk about. I guess I'll go first. We'll talk about allocated bottles. We got some picks, and then I will kick it to Bill. Actually, we don't know the allocated bottles. I haven't got a text from Narav yet, so I don't know what the allocated picks are. Once I find out those from Narav for this month, I will update you guys on Discord. We did get a Knob Creek. We got our Knob Creek sample. So we were hoping to do this pick in person, but we're not going to be able to. I think what happened is they're cutting back on in-person picks, and the store that we partner with, A1, has done quite a few in-person picks this year. So we weren't able to do an in-person pick, so they sent us samples. The only problem is they only sent us 100 milliliter samples. So the founders are going to do this pick. We're going to do it live next. Is that next Wednesday, Josh?
Next Wednesday, yeah, July the 3rd.
Yeah, July 3rd at 7:30, I think is what I have.
I think we've got
anyway, you can check our YouTube channel.
Yeah, 8 Eastern, 7 Central sounds right.
But I know that normally when we've done picks with A1, we've loved Warehouse Z. For whatever reason, those picks have came back really, really good. There is a Warehouse Z sample in here, but I won't tell you which one it is. But we've got some sweet spots of the warehouses, so I think it's going to be a great pick. Next, we had the probably one of the most exciting things tonight is our Four Roses barrel did come in, and it is going to be available for the year-end event. So it was actually a yield higher than we thought, and we're going to have 109 bottles to raffle off. But I will kick it to Bill, and he can talk about all the Four Roses information because there's some information you guys need to know.
Yeah, thanks, Lance. As Lance said, there's 109 bottles available. So we're going to, in fact, just did 6 minutes ago, publish a poll on Patreon. So you should be getting notification of that poll. At this point, it's going to full members only. If you're in the $5 tier, you didn't get it, at least not yet. So we're going to see how many people want a bottle. And if it's less than 109 people, everybody will get a bottle. If it's more than 109 members, we'll then put that through a randomizer. But obviously, the majority of people would still be able to get at least one. The bottles are $119.99 plus tax and shipping, if shipping is applicable. You do have an option this time because of the annual event in Louisville. If you are coming to Louisville, and if you're not coming to Louisville, we should talk. But anyway, if you are coming to Louisville, you will have the option to pick your bottle up at the event. So when you see the poll, there's 3 options. Yes, I want a bottle, and I'll pick it up in Louisville. Yes, I want a bottle, but send it to me however you normally send it to me. Or no thanks, I really don't want a bottle of this. Pick. Polls up until July 1st, which is Monday. So you have 4 days to complete the poll and let us know if you want a bottle. Lance can run a randomizer after that. If for some reason there's less than 109 bottles taken, we'll follow our normal process to see if people want a second bottle. But for now, it's limit 1 bottle per person until we see what kind of demand we have. Guys, anything I miss?
I don't think so.
I think you nailed it.
Yeah, poll's been alive 8 minutes, and I looked. We already have, I think, 16 votes. So
I knew people were going to be hopping on that.
Correct that. We're at 33 votes already.
Yeah. And there are already some no votes. There are, we get it. It's an OESF. You would think that would not be the type of recipe that, look, if I saw an OESF, my first inclination would be to pass on it, just because I know I don't like that recipe. But if you guys watch the video, and if you haven't yet watched the video, I'd urge you to go to the Barrels for Hope channel and watch the video, as Mandy, the Four Roses ambassador there for the single barrel selection program, says, if you think that what you like is an OESK, I'll prove you wrong. It really does come down, as we talked about on Discord, to tier and age have so much to do with these Four Roses barrels. And this one is not floral or minty. It is darker and richer than, I'm not the biggest Four Roses fan myself personally, because they don't tend to have a lot of darkness and richness. And this one brings all that to the equation. So,
quit selling, man, more bottles for us if you don't.
Yeah. I think we talked about it on Discord, but I don't even look at the recipes anymore. I just look at the tier and the age. And
I agree. I do the same thing.
That's where it's at. I love Four Roses, but this bottle's, never mind. It's minty, it's floral. It's horrible.
Yeah, don't buy
it. Garbage water. But yeah, no, it's a great pick. We know the price is a little bit elevated. All that's just to help out with charity and everything. Like, everything goes to charity. You guys know how we do. So it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be awesome to be able to give some of those out at the annual event. And if you're there and you can pick them up, definitely, as Bill said, make sure that you key in on that in the poll and select the appropriate option for yourself.
Yeah, it's one of the most exciting things I think we've been able to do for you guys so far. It's pretty cool. Big thanks to Kim, who was a big part in that, filled out the paperwork, and we were able to do that pick. So we're going to try to do another one. We just don't know. So we'll see.
Yep. And to be quite honest with you guys, selling these for what we're selling them for and being able to put all those proceeds to charity helps us tell Four Roses that we did that, which then helps us be more likely to get another pick next year, because they see that we're doing good with it. We had a conversation about, people just throwing like 1 or 2 bottles in a charity thing and saying that they're helping out for charity, and trying to use that as like a way to get Four Roses picks, because if you're not charity related these days, it's very hard to get a Four Roses pick. So to be able to say that we're actually raising a bunch of money with this barrel is a huge piece of the puzzle for us to continue to get future Four Roses picks.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, guys, tonight, I don't know if you could tell, I'm not wearing my wig, but I'm playing Kim tonight to talk to you guys about the annual event, because it's time. It's time.
It is.
And boy, I feel like excitement's high. Before I start getting into the annual event stuff, and I'm going to run through it pretty fast, because anybody that's coming to it, you're going to be getting an email from Kim that you need to read in full. Don't skim it. Read it in full. Make sure that you digest what she's saying. She's putting a lot of work into making sure that everybody has the information they need. So please pay attention to what she's saying in the email. With that said, I'm going to run over some of the information really quickly tonight, just to give you guys an idea. But everything's closed down. She's submitting the final guest list. The only thing that is open right now is we did have one Pursuit United tour and tasting open up. If you want that, if you would like to claim that, you need to email kim@barrelsforhope.com. I'm assuming, it's going to be a first come, first serve basis thing. So whoever gets that done the quickest is going to get that Pursuit spot. I think it's $40 or $50. Do it quickly. Do it quickly if you want to take that last pursuit spot. It sold out very quick. We had an opening. Get it while you can get it. Past that, I'll go ahead and let everybody know in chat if you have any questions that you want us to answer along the way or for us to address after we talk about the year-end event stuff. Definitely let us know. We'll do a little Q&A section at the end of this. Just kind of hang out and share some pours with you guys for a moment. But year-end event stuff that you need to know. The ticket sales are closed. The Hyatt room block is closed. If you have any type of situation with either one of those things, you need to contact Kim immediately. If you don't have her, if you got a ticket but didn't get a room and you were going to do it, but you spaced out on it, they're closed. Contact Kim directly. You're not going to be able to do it through the website. Look for that. Kim's going to call the email a know before you go email. So make sure you check that when she sends it out. She's putting it together. I don't know when it's going to come to you. It will be obviously before the event. I'm sure we will let you guys know on Patreon to be on the lookout for it, or on Discord more than likely. We'll let you guys know that it's out. Second order of business, and this is incredibly important. We have 100 and... Oh, shoot. I just had it open. Where did it go? We have... Well, oh, hang on a second. I'm computer challenged, you guys. We have like 127 bottles or so for the auction. If you want to participate in that and get any of those bottles or any of the items that are going to be in the auction as well or available as part of the event, you're going to need to pay attention to the know before you go email, because everything is happening through the charity organization Give 270, which is we've partnered up with to be able to make this auction happen in a completely legal way. And they're going to need you to register with your email and phone number so that they can contact you and so that you can do the bidding the way that you need to do it. So please, 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 please be on the lookout for that. Okay. You need your email and your phone number to sign up for Give 270. Look for it. If you want to be a part of the auction and you're not on site, whoever wins these bottles has to leave with the bottles. Again, this is your reminder. If you're not there but you want to participate, post in Discord. Find yourself a proxy. Find somebody that's there in person. Tell them which bottles you're looking for and how much you're willing to spend, and make it happen so that they can bring that bottle back for you. You know, we are a community that can help each other in this regard. So if you can coordinate with somebody that they can somehow get a bottle into your hands, we would urge you to reach out and leverage the community for that. In addition, and this is a very important point in the auction, we have nearly 130 bottles. I would say about half of those are going to be higher ticket, hotter items. And we know that. We all know those types of bottles. Those will all end. The auction for those will end prior to the beginning of the Saturday night festivities. That way, if you're bidding on a bottle and you happen to strike out on it and you miss out, at least you know that you missed out and you still have time, a few hours of time left to look towards the other bottles if you want to take some of those home with you. So be on the lookout for the bottles that end earlier and the bottles that end later. Pay attention to that information. I believe that we decided that the bottles that would end earlier would end around 3 p.m. Eastern at the time of the event. And then everything else that either doesn't sell or, you know, if you struck out, everything else is going to push more to like 9 p.m. And then again, the Saturday night dinner wraps up at 10 p.m. So that gets everything kind of done. And then you will need to coordinate with us to go get the bottles from the room there. And we're going to coordinate that to verify who won what and make sure that we're handing the bottles off to the right people. And that will also happen for the Four Roses pick as well. You're going to need to report to and secure your bottle. We'll have a printed list and we'll check your name off the list for the Four Roses bottles. And Dan did ask, is there a list of bottles before I start looking for a mule? Yes, we will put that list up for all of you guys. we'll put that list up and make it available for everybody.
Yeah, and you'll be able to go see it on the auction site. But
You can go right now to barrelsforhope.com, go to events, and click on the event. And if you scroll down, there's a bunch of photos of bottles. It just doesn't say how many of each bottle, but you'll see what bottles are in there.
But this point about getting it from the room, Josh, I think it's worth emphasizing.
Yes.
While we ship bottles as members' picks from Illinois, legally we cannot ship these bottles. So the only way the Hyatt let us do this is to agree that we would distribute the bottles in a hotel room. So we can't do it in public at the event. And if you don't pick up your bottle, you're going to forfeit it. We cannot ship it to you. So you have to make sure you pick up your bottle on site from the room.
Yep, exactly. I literally have in my notes for tonight's live stream, let people know that they have to collect their bottles immediately in bold underlined text. We'll have a window of time post event Saturday night. It'll wrap up around 10 p.m., maybe a little bit before that. And we'll probably have a window of time, 30 minutes. Just if you win a bottle, go straight to the room. Don't dilly-dally. Go straight there, collect the bottles that you need to collect for the evening. We'll do all our bookkeeping that we need to do on our end to make sure everything's straight. And then we can all go on and enjoy a great night after that. So just want to make sure.
Oh, sorry, Josh. EJ asks if the auction's online or just in person. It is online, but you have to pick up your bottle in person in Louisville. So obviously, if you're not at the event, you can't pick up your bottle. So you have to have arranged in advance for somebody to do it. If we leave Louisville and that bottle is not picked up, you have paid for it and forfeited it. You got to be really clear about that.
Yes, exactly. We sure wish we could do more, but we are legally bound in this matter. So we have to stay in the good graces of our charity and accommodating partners.
We all know liquor shipping rules in the U.S. suck, and this is just yet another example.
Man, it is so archaic. It me absolutely batty. It drives me absolutely batty. Adam Shelton did have a good question. He said, "No dilly-dallying. Got it. Can we trapeze or malinger a bit?"
I mean, as long as
I think that's trapes, Josh.
Trapes? What did I say?
Trapes. Trapeze or something?
I was thinking. We just went to Cirque du Soleil with my family not last week, and my mind's on trapeze. I saw that, and I saw trapeze, and I don't even know what I said.
Hey, I was in a side note. I was in a Cirque du Soleil show for like 15 minutes once. We'll talk about that at the year-end event. It's a good story.
But yeah, so that's a huge stressor to make sure that you guys know. We want to, and this will all be in the email as well, but I just want to, sometimes it's easier to hear it vocally, how this auction is going to work. About half the bottles are going to end around 3 p.m. Eastern. They're going to be the more coveted stuff. It's going to be all of our picks, other than we've got so many of the Maker's Pick left over. Those will just be standard. You almost could just buy Maker's Picks for retail during this event if you want to get a backup of those. Every other pick, we have a few bottles that we're going to put in the auction, including things like we actually have a slightly larger number of the short barrel ECBP, which is really exciting because I know everybody did get that one that wanted it, but just barely. I mean, we've got, let me look here. We've got, I'm looking at the wrong list. I should have had this done before the live stream started. That's my bad, y'all. But anyways, we've got, all the numbers are up there. I think we've got over half a dozen short barrels of the ECBP pick. We've got around that many, 5 or 6 of the National Barrel Company pick. Most of the picks we have around 5 to 7 or 8 bottles for the auction. So if you've already drank all of your first year's pick and then, you want to get another bottle, this is a perfect opportunity to do that with those. It is going to be this auction format. All those will end early, as well as some of the bottles like Weller CYPB. There's an EH Taylor single barrel in the mix. There is, I know that we've got a Blanton's Gold store pick in the mix. That will be an end early item. Not just our year one picks. We've got our Dark Arts Sherry and White Port that are going to be in there, as well as some of the Four Roses bottles will be in the auction as well. We've got 5 of the Four Gate bottles that the super low yield. Those will be in there. And some other things like a 2023 Michter's 10-year bourbon. I think it's a 23 or a 24, one of the two. Either way, they're both absolutely astounding whiskey. That's going to be in there. Weller CYPB. So there's going to be a few items that end early. Keep an eye out for those. But yeah, we got a ton of great stuff in this auction, you guys. We've got a Hardens Creek Jacobs Well 17-year. We have a Old Overholt 10-year, an Old Forester 1924, an Old Fitz 8-year decanter. We've got some Larceny Barrel Proof, some B524, which is getting absolutely stellar reviews, Blood Oath, Bernheim Barrel Proof, all kinds of stuff. So be on the lookout. As Lance said, go to the website and check the Barrels for Hope listings to see all the photos of everything. Lance killed it on those. And then a reminder too, if you're going to be at the annual event, Kim is going to send out an itinerary within the Know Before You Go email. It will literally be a bullet pointed, or however she does it. It's going to be a formatted timeline so that you actually know exactly where you need to be for every event that's happening. If you're not on Discord, you're going to need that, like, let's go old school MapQuest style, print it out, have it on hand, make sure that you have it for reference and you are where you need to be, because the bus will not wait if you're dilly-dallying or traipsing or malingering or whatever. So make sure you are where you need to be. If you're on Discord, then keep an eye on honestly, just keep it open to the year-end event channel that we set up, and then look for any board member to post about updates on anything. And then the last thing is scheduled check-in. I don't know, check-in. I wrote check-in as a note, and I don't remember what that means. But dress recommendations. Yeah, Kim will include dress recommendations. Everything is going to be pretty casual. You know, the Friday night and Saturday night dinner, the Friday night social hour and Saturday night dinner, those things will be a little bit more elevated. Saturday night, it's kind of a dress up, look nice kind of thing. So plan on that for Saturday evening. Friday night's going to be a little bit more casual than that, but business casual will get you by just fine. And I think that's it. So if we have any questions, let us know for sure. And hopefully I covered all the information in satisfactory fashion. Kim has put a lot of work into this, and it is going to be an absolutely incredible event, you guys.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy. I can't wait. I'm so excited. Kim's done an amazing job. I can't wait I know the whole board's just excited to meet everybody we haven't got to meet on picks yet. Share some whiskey together, do a barrel pick together. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Indeed it will.
So Don, we haven't announced all the year 2 picks yet. Is there 4? Knob Creek, Elijah Craig Barrel Proof,
Ben Holiday,
and the Dark Arts.
So yeah, So we've got 2 more that we don't know.
Yeah, those 2 we don't know what they're going to be yet.
Yeah, we can't lock anything in yet because just scheduling barrel picks doesn't work that way. Distilleries tell us when they can fit us in. We don't get to tell them when we are going to come and do it. So we have to kind of wait a little bit and get these 4 picks kind of through the pipeline, and then we'll look towards the other picks as well. But we have some targets in mind, and we always are open to suggestions from you guys to post on Discord or Patreon, or email us directly and let us know things you might be interested in. But we've definitely got a lot of great feedback from you guys in the past on that. And we have our eyes on some picks that we are targeting that I know a large chunk of the community is very excited about. So keep your eyes peeled. So Brian asked, will all auction items be high price wins for everything? No, I would assume that, I mean, and I want to be, let's go ahead and just use this opportunity to give a huge shout out to Narav. These were donated at no cost to the Barrels for Hope community or organization at all. Donated to help raise money for charity. So there are going to be things that simply just go for retail. And there's probably going to be
still whoever bids the highest price is going to be the one that wins.
Right.
What I think is the question that he's asking.
Yeah, those items that end early will be the ones that are more than likely to go for higher prices, just because they're either more desirable or they're more limited, or they were some of our picks from the first year or up to this point of the year-end event. So those will go for whatever they go for. I think it's a good idea going into it, knowing, set your targets accordingly and get ready and go for it. And then everything that ends on that earlier time frame, anything that doesn't sell will push to the later time frame, and those will be up for grabs. So yeah. Good stuff. Good questions, guys. Dave says, bring your Z-Biotics and maybe Justin's IVs. Yeah, definitely bring your Z-Biotics, your liquid IVs. Bring whatever you need to bring. It's going to be a great time. I'll let you guys know that there's going to be the Starlight, the big group barrel pick that's happening at Starlight on Saturday. Jason Calori from Mash and Drum will be there with us, hanging out, having a great time. The Wednesday prior to that, Lance, Kim, and myself are meeting at Starlight to do a pre-selection of barrels to narrow down the 4 barrels that we'll be choosing from during the Saturday event. At least I think it's 4 barrels, but I'm almost sure that's the case. I think that's what Kim said that's set up. So we're going to go do a pre-selection and vet those barrels in advance. And so you're actually going to get it's like we're picking, and then you guys get to pick from what we've picked from, which is going to be just really cool. So it's going to be awesome.
We're going to taste everything in that place.
Yeah.
Just for you guys. It'll be hard work.
Last time I went to Starlight, that's more or less what happened.
It is what happens.
I was supposed to be driving back. I'm going to be in Louisville for an event with Shared Pour from Sunday night to Wednesday morning. And I was supposed to be driving back Wednesday morning to Nashville, but then this popped up and it's like, I have to go do that for sure. And then I was like, man, I'm going to have to do that and then eat lunch and then like sleep in a back room for 5 hours and then drive back late Wednesday night and then get up Friday and drive back to the Barrels for Hope event on Friday. So it's going to be awesome.
It'll be fun. I'm sure they'll have some crazy stuff lined up for us.
All right, looking back into some of the questions, Cody asked, silly question, where do the bills come from for the charity? I don't
know what he means by that.
Yeah. Cody, if you can clarify, what do you mean by the bills come from the charity?
I wonder if he means for the auction. Like, how are they going to pay for the bottles if they won them at auction? I wonder if that's what he means.
Oh,
probably, because it was in regards, and either way, that's a great question. It's all going to be very apparent on the app with the process that Give 270 has set up. Like, this is something that they do all the time. So they're honestly kind of hand holding us a little bit here, but we're just giving them the photos and letting them know that we've got the inventory, and it's gonna all be automated and online, which actually answers EJ's question as well. Is the auction online or just in person? It will be all online. Technically speaking, I kind of wonder, as Bill said, whoever wins has to leave with the bottle. If you have a proxy situation, I don't know if you have access to it if you're not at the event, if you can bid on it remotely, or if you need to have your proxy that's there in person bidding on it for you. We'll clarify that for sure and make sure that everything is set up as far as that goes. But I mean, ideally we could just, if you want to bid on bottles, we'll put the list up and we can put the link up and everybody can bid. And it's just going to be your responsibility to set up a proxy before the event ever happens. Because once we get into the event and we're all hanging out and we're having a good time and we're doing all the things that we're doing there, you you need to have a direct line of a text message communication line with your proxy so that you can make sure that you're coordinating things.
Jay asked about, are the Four Roses being auctioned? Our normal process is to hold bottles back for that, but my understanding is the Four Roses will be in next year's event, not this year's event. Or are we doing them now?
We've got 5 in this year's event.
Okay, so they're going to this year's event. Okay.
Yep. So, and by then, before the event, you'll know whether you got a bottle or not in the randomizer. And to Lance's point earlier, like we were thinking 11 years old and a tier 5, like that's a recipe for a very low yield. So to be able to get up over 100 was actually really nice news. I think we were all kind of really happy about that. So yeah. I know we can't make everybody happy with this one, which is why it was a bonus pick, but you know, we're hoping we can make most people happy. And then there's
maybe
always
we can make everybody happy. Maybe not everybody.
Maybe. And then there's always the 5 bottles in the year-end event as well. So
and then maybe we will have another barrel in next year's.
There you go.
I promise you one thing, we will try. We will do everything we can. Kim said she will have spreadsheets to present to Four Roses.
Yeah, I think Kim's putting together a PowerPoint, like one of those, those back in the elementary days when you had the trifold board and the stuff pasted on, like, to win the science fair or the 4-H thing. I think Kim's working on one of those presentations for Four Roses right now for next year. All right. Adam asked, is there going to be a premium on the starting bid for the bottles or will it be MSRP? Great question. Baseline on everything is just going to be MSRP. And then Cody asked, what's the billing? And yeah, that'll all be handled through Give 270. Good deal. Good stuff, guys. We're down to the wire. This is going to be amazing. Again, I just want to remind everybody, if you're coming to the year-end event, make sure you look out for that email from Kim. We'll post on Discord when it releases, just in case it goes to your spam folder. Make sure you check there, too, if you don't see it in your inbox. But we're going to make sure that we're getting communication out to everybody. Second, biggest takeaway from tonight's live stream, make sure if you want one of the Four Roses bottles, you go and opt in on the poll that Bill posted on Patreon, and make sure that you select the correct option, whether you need shipping or whether you need a pickup in Louisville in person for the year-end event. Those are the 2 big bullet points. And again, we do have 1 Pursuit United spot open. Email Kim at Barrels for Hope if you would like that. Hopefully right now her email box is already flooded with several people trying to get in on that. I know it sold out pretty much immediately upon offering. You can find out more information about what that event entails over on the Barrels for Hope website. If you just go to the year-end event, look around, it's got some of the information about the Pursuit excursion, I believe, over there. But as always, ask questions if you need to ask questions. That's what we're here for.
We're already at 57 votes, and 96% of those individuals would like a bottle of Four.
I would say that you do want this bottle. At the detriment to me being able to get more bottles. That's fine. You want this bottle. It's good. It's a good one. I will say, if you saw the video, this is a good point. While we're waiting for any last minute questions, go ahead and get them in. Otherwise, we're going to wrap. There was the way the video played out and the way the pick played out. Quite honestly, there was very interestingly, there was a barrel number 5, 5, 6, and 8 were the 3 barrels that just were head and shoulders above everything else. Barrel 6 was actually the standard OBSV 100 proof recipe that's on the shelves. It was just at cask strength. And it had some age. I believe it had some age, and it was a lower tier, though. 5th place was the 2nd barrel, and to me, the reason I'm not the hugest Four Roses fan a lot of times is because if the picks don't have a lot of age on them, they have like this kind of candy cherry medicinal note on them. It just leans medicinal for me, and it throws me off. It reminds me too much of cough syrup. And 5 wasn't into that cough syrup realm, but it was just really candy sweet, which that was the balance we were weighing. It's like, oh man, this one's so candy sweet and just deliciously sugary goodness, but then this other one has so much more balance and depth and richness and a much longer finish and everything. And I mean, me and Lance knew what the right answer was right off the bat.
It wasn't close.
It was.
We just had to convince Joe.
I said it in the video. As soon as I tasted Barrel 8, we still had 2 more glasses to go, and I was like, "This pick is over. It's done."
Yeah.
This is one of the best Four Roses I've tasted. We don't need to taste anymore.
Poor Joe. He's come out on the losing side a couple times now. Jason asked, can you still order the event shirt and get it in time? I mean, we can't guarantee that, but I think you're safe. If you order it now, I mean, I leave 2 weeks from today, and generally that stuff arrives faster than that.
When I ordered mine, I think I got it in less than 5 business days. So I would assume if you ordered now, you'd have it before. You'd probably have it middle of next week if you order tonight, depending on where you're at. If you're West Coast, it might be more like later next week, but you'd still have it in time. Event shirt sizing, they run very true to any Bella canvas. If you're familiar, they're called an athletic shirt because of the blend. It's like a cotton poly blend type of thing going on to kind of help with moisture wicking and everything. Definitely, if you like a real baggy fit, definitely do try to size up one size. But honestly, to me, I wear a large in most shirts, and they fit me exactly like most all of my large shirts fit me. This is not one of the Bella Canvas shirts. This is the vintage shirt that we sell, and it does run an entire size large. I actually wear a medium in these, but this is a large, so it actually fits me a little bit drapey and dressy. But these shirts should run very, very close to normal size. So I'd only size up if you're in between sizes or you want a very baggy fit.
I don't see any more questions coming through.
No, I think we're good.
Nice. Well, next time we talk to you guys, it will be in Louisville.
Man,
2 weeks. 2 weeks.
2 weeks. 2 weeks from, I mean, literally some people will be arriving 2 weeks from tonight in Louisville. We'll post what we'll try to figure out a way to maybe share some. I mean, there's going to be some photos being taken. I'm sure there'll be some video being taken. Some of that stuff will be shared on Discord, so keep an eye out for that.
I'll try to do some stuff on Instagram too.
Yeah, keep your eyes peeled for that. I mean, Lance, not to put you on blast here, but Lance texted me this morning and he was just like, man, what a thing to have come from this little idea a year and a half ago. And again, that's all credit to you guys and the board for putting in the work they're putting in, Kim for putting in all the work she's putting in this year in the event. I think, again, I've said it many times, if it was just me and Lance running this thing, it'd be a dumpster fire. But we've got some amazing people that are a part of this, and that includes every one of you guys watching this right now. You guys are awesome. And we can't thank you enough for being a part of this. We're going to present some big checks to some awesome charities. We should have next month on the live stream, we should have some more information about what our year 2 charities look like. But right now our focus is on making sure that this event is amazing, and we're gonna do some really good things.
So Brian asked, will the bottle share locations be shared, and do you need to bring bottles for that? Yes, the bottle share locations will be shared. There's going to be 2 or 3 suites, I think, in the Hyatt.
3 suites.
3 suites that you'll be able to go to, and the later you stay, the longer you make those board members stay awake. So I would say party all freaking night long, because I'm not one of those guys.
I pulled the cancer card with Renee, and we didn't have to do that either.
I can tell you guys right now, candidly, here on stream, because we don't have anybody to object to it. Kim and Mark's suite will be one of the suites for sharing. Joe's suite will be one of the suites for sharing, and mine and Aaron's suite will be one of the suites for sharing. You guys are lucky we're on Eastern time, and we typically live in Central time. Erin has agreed. She's agreed to let our suite be used until midnight. After that, y'all got to get out. So,
and then you go to Joe's suite and Kim's suite.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And do you need to bring bottles? No, that's obviously not possible, or it's not easy for some people if you're flying or some travel. There will be Barrels for Hope picks available, but if you want to bring, or you can bring bottles to share, it's highly encouraged.
Yeah. And
I'll be bringing something special. I just don't know what yet.
Yeah, and I will urge the biggest pitfall of bottle shares every time is people get really excited and bring like 6 bottles, and I do the exact same thing, and nobody can try that many things. Like, just funnel straight into like, you know what, I'm just going to bring 1 or 2 things that I want to share with everybody, and it'll get set on the table, and people will try it if they want to try it, and it'll be great. It's such a good time. I'm going to try to. Oh, go ahead, Bill.
I was just going to say, and for those of you that don't remember to bring a glass for the bottle share.
Oh, good point.
We will have Bottles for Hope glasses there for you to buy.
Exactly. Yeah. Yep. And you won't have to pay shipping like you do on the website. So if you're there, they're going to be there. We're going to have Glencairns, and we're going to have the Nordic Rocks glasses that are on the website. They'll be available on site, $20 a pop.
Smart move, Adam.
Yeah, Adam has seen Erin face washed, hair up, full literally head to toe checkered PJs, hanging out, drinking whiskey until midnight, and then she's out.
You're out.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be a great time, guys.
I can't wait.
I already know we're gonna have some great stuff on the buses for sharing on the way to and from Starlight. We're gonna have some amazing bottles in the suites for the bottle shares. Like, it's just gonna be a really good time. It's gonna be a really good time. I'm gonna bring an NBC. I got a Sunday brunch, Nashville Barrel Company. I'm gonna bring for the bottle share. Like Bill said, we're gonna have some of our picks in the suites. I got some pretty nice bottles that really need to be killed off. I need you guys to help me with them, so I'm gonna bring some of those to the bottle share. It's gonna be good.
All right. Can't wait, guys. Thanks for everything. Thanks for being a part of this. We love you guys, and we will talk to you soon. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers, you guys, and in memory of Scott.